There are only about 5,000 NBA players in the history of the game. Let that sink in. In the United States alone, there were about 1 million high school basketball players with the dreams of playing at the next level. The reality is, for many of these kids, playing in the NBA was just never an option. But there was another way to turn basketball into your job. Enter Streetball, Escalade, The Professor, Bone Collector. With the rise of And1, these guys were becoming household names in the early 2000s. But somehow, it all came to a screeching halt. And now when you think of streetball, what do you think of? Clip farming? Rage baiting? Aging stars that have passed their prime? Or maybe a new generation of hoopers that aren't playing on the streets anymore, but inside gyms, AAU teams. Is streetball dead? Let's talk about it, man. And1 used to be one of the biggest and most up-and-coming sports brands on the market. In the early 2000s, they took over Escalade, Bone Collector, The Professor, across the nation, becoming household names, going on tour, mixtapes galore, and everybody wanted to be a streetball player in the early 2000s. Now, for me, growing up, I was a little bit past that era, I won't lie. When I grew up, And1 was my first pair of basketball shoes. I was in 4th grade, entering my first elementary school league, and I went to Payless and I got the cheapest shoes on the market. You want to know what they were? There were some black and red And1s. What happened? I honestly can't tell you. There are some great think pieces out there as to what happened in the rise and fall of And1, and I'll link them in the description. But all I know for sure is that And1 doesn't have aura like it once did. Enter the current year, 2025. I'm playing in the Venice Beach Basketball League among all the best streetball players there are. My good friend, maybe not a good friend, but a guy I've shared the court with many times. His name's Alan, but he goes by White Iverson. You might know who he is. Signed a deal with And1 recently. And for someone like him, you know, for someone like me and him, that's a content creator, that is, you know what I'm saying? That's amazing, bro. Getting a shoe deal as a content creator is unreal, you know what I'm saying? I've had a few brands show me love, like New Balance, Li Ning, but And1, getting him a deal, man, that's love, bro. I seen him giving out shoes to all the youngins out there, and that's fire, bro. And I won't lie, White Iverson is one of the calmer guys in streetball, I'd say. He just goes out there and hoops. No, not as big of a personality, but we'll get to the bigger personalities for sure. But yeah, pretty likable guy. I can see why he can get a streetball deal, and I'm really happy for him. Let me ask you this. Who is the biggest name in streetball? Is it the Professor? Or is it the man that goes by Hezzy God? Where do we even begin, bro? Hezzy has become one of the most polarizing names in basketball content. At least hooping, like actual real hooping. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of guys out there that don't actually hoop, that, you know, are a lot bigger than Hezzy. But Hezzy at his core is a hooper, is a streetball player, is a legend, really. But I won't lie. Bro is a rage baiter. He's a click baiter. He's a clip farmer. And how many clips can you watch before you get tired of his antics? Yelling at people, making people look stupid, punching referees. Is this the face of streetball as we know it? He might just be. I've had the chance to share the court with him many times as well. And I won't lie, bro. Hezzy can hoop. Hezzy can really, really play basketball. Now let's talk about the Professor. Don't get me wrong, bro. He's a legend, a living legend. All three of these guys, living legends. He's been putting the ball through people's legs since I was 2 years old, bro. One of the biggest names in streetball history, if not the biggest. He makes it so that anyone can make a career playing basketball if you just work hard enough. It's amazing to see that, you know what I'm saying? But look, here's the reality. White Iverson, Hezzy God, and the Professor are all above the age of 30. Almost pushing the age of 40 for some of them, and none of them are LeBron James. I don't see any of them hooping past the age of 40 and still going crazy. So let's look at the next generation of streetball. Who do we have? If I asked a regular hooper, they don't got an answer. It's honestly Hezzy God. If it's not Hezzy God, then who is it? Here's the thing, bro. Another thing I'd like to throw into the hat is that back in the day, the NBA was dominated by big men. Shaq, Yao Ming, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. These were the best players in basketball. And then you'd get the occasional Kobe Bryant who's still 6'6". He's no small guy. The only guy that was really hooping, that was really putting on for small guards was Allen Iverson. And he was a street ball hooper. But these days, bro, you got Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Jalen Brunson. Young kids have a ton of guys to look up to, are considered small guards that are really hooping now and getting into their bags in a way that you used to only see in street ball. In the early 2000s, the only crossover you would see was Allen Iverson, and the only new move you would find was on the And One mixtape. But nowadays, I can go on TikTok and see 7 edits of Kyrie Irving doing a brand new move that no one has ever seen before. So is street ball even needed anymore? Is there even a necessity for it? Is there even an audience for it? These are all questions I have to ask. Outside of the NBA, who are the biggest names in basketball right now? Probably Cam Wilder, Devontae Friga. I wouldn't consider them street ball players. Most of them spend most of their time inside, playing on an AAU court, for example. The Next Chapter, indoors, making skits. I think nowadays, the younger kids that might not see a future in the NBA do see a future in content creation, using the creative outputs as basketball players and as human beings to make videos rather than to make moves or make fools of other people. There's a brand new wave out there of young kids that look to become content creators. And I won't lie, I grew up in this generation where when I grew up, obviously I wanted to be in the NBA. I looked up to guys like Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, really. But realistically, I knew my future. The only future I had in basketball was to make videos. Hence why I'm doing it right now. So all of these things lead me to the conclusion that street ball might be over, bro. The era is over. And it might hurt to say, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. That shit is cooked. After this generation, who's the next face of street ball? 10 years from now, will we even think of street ball as a thing? I think not. Everyone plays indoors now. Everyone plays the AAU circuits. Let me know in the comments. What do you think the future is for street ball? And who's your favorite basketball content creator? If you don't have an answer, you might have just found your new favorite one. So hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. A lot of love for y'all, and you know what I'm saying, let's make street ball great again. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Love, peace, I'm out.